Okay, guys, I'm gonna be here to talk about season 40, episode 13. So, what do I think about the episode? Um, I really liked it. You could tell that it was like supposed to be, probably like a 90-minute episode, but they kind of stretched it out to be, 2 hours because it's like the last 15 minutes were all things that were definitely supposed to be in the finale, like recapping everything that happened in the season, talking about that, all like the edge competitors going to the challenge and all that. So you could tell it definitely was like, oh yeah, let's just make it a 2 hour episode. Why not? Because like the first part of the episode, the Jeremy vote out happened in like the first 45 minutes, and so at that point you had over an hour for the second part of the episode. Well, unfortunately, Nick got voted out, and like I feel like this was like an episode of missed opportunities to take out Tony, to take out Sarah, because it's like at the beginning, it was like it honestly felt like you had Jeremy, Nick, and Michelle. Like they could have easily pulled in three, and like Denise I think could have joined. So there's right down there was there a missed opportunity. And so it's like after that you start to realize slowly but surely it is starting to be a sinking ship. And so come the second episode, I knew second part of the episode, I knew that something was gonna happen. Something needed to change. But honestly, I think in Michelle's case, in the first night, I mean, if she really thought, like, I don't know, I guess she really did think that it was gonna be her, which is weird to say because like if you really thought that if Jeremy went, then it would sink your game in and of itself. I guess she just thought we're gonna save him, but I don't know about me. I guess like that. I mean, oh sorry, it's the last time she could play it, but at least play it for Jeremy. If you didn't think you were, I guess like if you didn't think you were 100% safe, just take that chance. And she did end up getting a few votes against her, so I could see why she needed to use it. But yeah, and I think in an overall sense, it's unfortunate to see Nick go, as he was my winner pick. And I think, like, honestly, if I were Nick, I'd honestly play it against Michelle. I'd play that disadvantage against Michelle. I'll tell you why. Because it's like, which would you rather? Stay on a sinking ship and help, the person on the sinking ship with you. Or you can jump ship and guarantee that she's going to go home. Because, I mean, while it was never a guarantee that she wouldn't, while it wasn't a guarantee that it was definitely Michelle getting voted out anyways, but I feel like you would have played it like if it's a choice of two people, Nick and Michelle, who are on the outs. Wouldn't I guess that was the problem, was that he needed two more tokens, and so it's like he kind of felt like that kind of sense of like, how am I really gonna ask her for two tokens, but then yet play the advantage against her. Like I feel like at that point she'd use every single ounce of her body to get Nick out. And so I guess that it is a very precarious position on his part, because like you don't really know the 100% right choice. And again, like another great day for Tony. And in this sense, like it's crazy that he constantly avoids elimination. From being one of the biggest targets going into the season. Like if you pick Tony as a winner pick, then that's completely lucky. Because it's like, again, like going into the season, to think Tony has a shot. Making a YouTube video is ridiculous. Making a YouTube video! Jeez. But no, to think that he has a shot of winning is preseason is crazy. But I think another thing is I did not realize how strong the Sarah and Tony relationship is, because that is they're like so tight. Like when I thought when I saw Tony vote out Sophie, I thought that was it. Like, I guess their mindset is let's get to the final 3 and may the best cop win. I guess that definitely seems to be their mindset. Because I do think in the perceived idea, it seems like Tony's really running the show, but that's like the mixed with the edit in the flashy moves. Because I think while the flashy moves is what the jury and we see in the edit, that's not to say that in their minds they don't think they have an equal chance, which, I mean, they probably will. Like, I definitely think Sarah's social game is a lot better, but Tony makes those flashy moves that the jury will actually see. But again, it all comes down to that final tribal council. And so I think their big thing is getting a third number. And that's really where Ben comes in. It's like, I don't know what Ben's outlook is, in the sense that, does he really strongly believe he has a genuine shot at beating Tony or Sarah? Because it's like, in my mind, I don't think Ben has that big of a chance at all, if I'm being honest. I really don't think, when you look at the large scheme of Ben and Tony and Sarah, I think like even Ben knows it. I just think in his mind, after winning his game his first season, only because he found idols, only because he won fire, only because of all these things, so that in his mind, I feel like he wants a guaranteed way at least to the final 3. Or at least to fire making. Because let's be honest, I doubt anybody here can make fire faster than Ben can. And so I think it's one of those things where it's like, last time I played, I did not have a guaranteed shot. So at least give us a bigger shot. Like, I think it's like that. I think like some people have the mindset of, let me get to the final 3. Like, I think like Michelle and Ben. Because like Michelle was aligned with Jeremy, who, let's be honest, Michelle could never beat Jeremy. But at least she knows she has an ally who will guarantee bring her to the end. If Jeremy gets to the end, she'll be her number 2. Same thing with Ben. He knows that if he disobeys Tony or Sarah, then what's his path to the end? And so it's one of those things where it's like, some people like again, Nick's on the other side of choosing, I can't beat Jeremy, get him out. But at that same time, I think Michelle and Ben, honestly, I think Michelle definitely has a better idea of realizing, okay, you voted Jeremy out, but you think you can't beat him at the end, but how are you going to get to the end? And immediately that very next tribal council, it ends up being Nick. And so I definitely think Nick should have voted for Ben. Because look. So it's a 3-3 tie, right? It would be, and honestly, I don't think they honestly made a big enough pitch to Denise, if I'm being honest here. Because it's like, you definitely could have tried harder to get Denise. Because like, does Denise really think, like I feel like, does she, like, that's the thing, is to us, we see Tony and Sarah as a really tight pair. And it's crazy to me that going into the season, we already knew Amber and Rob, big threats. Natalie and Jeremy, big threats. But surprisingly, I guess nobody expected Sarah and Tony to align, especially with their big history. So I think their mindset of aligning was like, hey, we're probably going to be expected to be big big people going against each other, but actually if we reunite Cops or Us, that'll honestly be better for our game. And so it's all these different genuine things that I think do run through their heads, and it is I think like a fascinating idea of all of it. And so yeah, I think it is very exciting, and I'm so excited for the finale. I'm rooting for Nick and Kim, but if we're being honest, my money's on Natalie or Tyson. Now, what are the chances an edge player wins. Let's because it's the finale next week. I'm going to be talking all about the finale predictions and all that stuff coming in the next video. Stay tuned for more videos coming at you.